How's it going, everyone? Oh, what is happening here? That's all the light you get, apparently. There you go. AI was spazzing out, or maybe the phone's a bit wet. Anyway, I'm here at Granite. Look how nice it is. Gotta love it. These waves bouncing up on the rocks here. There's two guys out. But I thought I'd quickly, here, I'll quickly show you the bay, but I thought I'd quickly do a talk on the UFOs I've seen in 2021, February 2nd and 3rd. And so I'm in at Camping Marindia at Uruguay, fetching Oro, the little cat. And so I'm sitting down beneath a pantella. It's, you know, like, I can't remember, like 3 a.m, 1 a.m, something like that. I'm pretty sure it was midnight or after, very late, because I would sneak in, because I got kicked out of that camping ground because that guy was an idiot, and he wanted to do that because he said, you know, I could stay there for free that month. He's like, just go, but you don't have to pay for this last month. And then he changed his mind. So anyway, that's that video. Organic Portal's ganging up on me, and they're going, oh, tuna pago. Yeah, but they didn't know he said that, so he sowed the seed so that I didn't pay, so that he could call the police. He's a piece of shit, that Dumas from that Camping Marindia, Uruguay. Commie Socialist Uruguay. Anyway, I'm back here in Australia. This is Noosa National Park. We'll get to the UFOs in a second, but look how nice it is. I mean, we're the 5th headland out from the main beach, like right around the corner. You know, we're the 5th headland out here. There's Tea Tree. There's Double Island Point all the way up there. Anyway, so I just want to sit here and talk about these UFOs that I saw. So it's, you know, it's March 2nd at night. I'm in that camping ground. I'm sitting at a pantella, which is like the barbecue area. So I'm just sitting, resting my back, waiting for Oro. It's midnight or some really late hour. I look up and I see, firstly, a little what's it called, a little like, I've seen this before at Boulders, North New South Wales, Australia. I also saw it in Uruguay City, in Montevideo, at my girlfriend's house at the time. And you know, you can almost mistake it for a satellite, but then it zooms off and it's very clearly not a satellite. It's bigger as well. It's more like the size of Venus or something, you know what I mean? And like the atypical glowing orb, you know what I mean? Oh, not orb, sorry, disc. Like the disc, when it heats up, then it apparently takes off, like it needs its plasma field to build or something. So I saw one of those, like it's like going at impulse speed, and then boof, when it hits like the atmosphere edge, I don't know, one of the ionospheres or whatever, you know, or the dome, who knows, but it hits like an atmospheric edge, because I've seen it the same every time in 3 different locations. So I saw one of those, and I consider them the normal UFO. And but then something happened that blew my fucking mind, and the next night. So then I kept sitting there, I thought, oh fuck, another one of those. You know, it was kind of ordinary. It's the 3rd one I've seen. I saw one back in Australia years and years ago. So I didn't think too much of it. I just thought, man, they look like UFOs. That looks like something leaving the atmosphere. Anyway, so then I'm sitting there. Sorry, the camera wanted to bug out again. So I'm sitting there, and then I saw a really big egg-shaped thing with a massive exhaust, like not a rocket. And it was so far away that I judged it to maybe be in the other country, because Uruguay on a map, I can't really do the shape, so Uruguay's down here, and then you know, the tail of South America goes down, and I'm in Uruguay, so I thought it was across the sea, maybe in Chile, towards Antarctica. I'm facing Antarctica. Sorry, I forgot to say that. I'm facing south, and I knew I was facing south. So that's why this all clicked. I thought, man, that is not even in Uruguay, it's so far away. But it looked like Futurama, the cartoon, that egg-shaped spaceship, but massive. Much bigger than that one out of Futurama, the cartoon. But that shape, that's what I saw. I'd never seen that before. It had a huge exhaust that was yellow. The worst part of this mindfuck was when it hit the atmospheric edge, about the same distance as all these little ones before they take off. Before it hit that edge, I saw like a blue flash, like out of Star Trek when they go to warp speed. And I saw that in real life. I'm sitting there, I was sober, midnight, just waiting for my cat to feed him or take him to my new camp, because I had made an illegal beach camp after I got kicked out of there. And I would take Oro there, I would take the cat there now and then. So yeah, I'm just sitting there waiting for him. Oh, maybe I smoked a joint, but that doesn't make me see things, you know. I'm high right now, I smoke all the time. So that doesn't make me just manifest like a UFO. And, you know, other times I've not been high. The time at Montevideo and the time at Boulders, I was not on anything at all. Anyway, so this thing was huge, like, and I had this premonition, like a telepathic moment, you know, like just like a download or a vision. When I was looking at this thing, I thought, that's people leaving, because it was covered. It was right in the middle of COVID-19, and the world was going spastic in 2021, in Uruguay anyway, right? The COVID virus had now covered the globe over the last year or two, right? It took you know, this was like about a year into the pandemic, so it was in the worst part of the pandemic, and I felt like people were blasting off in some secret space program, and they were taking like people like a Noah's Ark and shit, like they had animals and stuff, and it was huge. I just felt like there was a human presence for some reason. I don't know why. My name is Shaman Walking Crystal, so you know that could all be, you know, fact, not fiction. It could all be fact. I could have had, you know, the remote feeling, like remote viewing, you know what I mean? And I do get that all the time, so that's what I'm insinuating. Anyway, and then the next night, I said this thing was like, blew my mind. It was so big, and it was so far away, but it was so big, and I could clearly tell it was not a rocket, because it was not elongated. It was like a big, huge egg. It was massive, and I couldn't believe it. Just like the blue light flashed in front of it, and it like engulfed it, and then it just disappears. So it's just like this blue light, the thing goes like into it, seemingly like a wormhole or going to warp, and then it was just gone. And this thing was huge, and it was traveling quite slow until it hit that point and went pew. It was too big not to note. It was too big, and I could tell the shape and everything, what was going on, even though it was far away. It was so big that I could see everything, all the details enough to make out, you know, this is definitely not a rocket or something like that, because the shape was wrong. It was like an egg. It was not elongated. It was more like an egg. Anyway, the next night I'm actually in the camp with Oro. This is the 3rd of February 2021. The next night, I couldn't believe this. Yeah, I've never had this before. It's like a hot spot in time of UFOs. And the next night I saw I'm going to add the clip in after this, because I found it now in a video years later. I'm watching video, and in China, apparently these orbs, a big orb and a small orb, you'll see it in the video I'll put on after this. I'll edit this whole thing. You'll see these orbs, this little orb circling around the bigger orb. Now what I saw in Uruguay, get this, was this. The next night, the 3rd, I'm in my camp, I look up through the trees, but there's some spots you can see through, and I could clearly see that there was, I mean, you could clearly hear like a Black Hawk helicopter or some intense military helicopter, like low flying, and I thought, is that a spotlight? And no, it wasn't. Because when I could see in the clear space, there was an orb next to the helicopter, which had its own spotlight, right? And the helicopter's traveling along like this, and the orb is in sync next to it. So the orb and the helicopter are just traveling along like that next to each other, like perfectly, not connected, but obviously the orb was at exact pace of the helicopter. Then there was a little tiny orb that like doozed off, like a drone or something, or like, I think it's, apparently they're protectors, these orbs. They were in China. You'll see this footage, I'll put it up. I found this random video online. I said, fuck, that's exactly what I saw years ago in Uruguay. And yeah, so it was basically a big orb and then a little orb, and then the little orb flew off really, really fast. And yeah, that concludes the UFOs that I saw, 3 in 2 nights. Insane, eh? It's just crazy. I'm glad that it's overcast though. It was sunny before, but I'm glad it's overcast because now I'm not getting burnt, you know what I mean? Anyway, just here, look, check this board out. It's a nice board. I found this one. Look at this. It's even got Australia symbol. It's a trigger one. It's an old school board, but I'm ripping it. It's got, because it's a thruster. It's got a good tail, a rounded square tail. I can rip it still. And pretty decent for barrel riding. Got that little nice barrel ride shape there, and then a bit of volume there to press your front foot. And yeah, it's been breaking through here already. At low tide, this will break over here more. See this little one hugging the rocks? The main break's over here, right where these dudes are. So, anyway, gonna shut off the video. I hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and surf here, obviously. But yeah, that's my UFO experience. That was in February 2021. And now it is, what is it, it's Thursday, February 27, 2025. So 4 years later. It took me 4 years to make that video. So subscribe, because I have a lot of other videos. And it takes me ages to put these thousands and thousands of videos and content out.